Hello viewers, this is Wolf here, welcome to Wolf's Haven and to some more Monster Hunter merch. Today, we're going to be taking a look at another Monster Hunter collaboration to celebrate the 20th anniversary. This finally released, and basically this is a Digimon cross Monster Hunter collaboration where we have Monster Hunter VPets. Now if you guys aren't familiar with these VPets, basically, if you've ever seen any of those little Digivices or Tamagotchi toys from way back in the day, where you can essentially raise and grow a Digimon from an egg all the way into its in-training form and evolve it, train it, and battle it and whatnot, this is essentially what this is, but instead of Digimon, it's with Monster Hunter monsters. And that's something that I thought was just so cool, because I used to own a couple Digivices from way back in the day. I used to own a Season 3 and a Season 4 Digivice. I remember the Season 3 one being pretty fun and pretty cool, because you had the little card that you could swipe through it during battles to gain different effects. And it was just a whole lot of fun, but I never really messed around with Digivices since then. It's been a really long time. So as soon as I saw that these were available for pre-order, and that you can essentially raise your own monsters from a baby state all the way up into their various different forms, I thought that that was just super cool, and I just had to pick this up. So this is of course making use of the Digimon color model here, but instead we have Monster Hunter sprites instead of Digimon, and the actual case of the device is actually decorated in Monster Hunter Fair. So there are two different versions of this device here. There is the Zinogre one, which I clearly have right here, and then there's also a Rathalos version as well. And on top of that, there's quite a variety of monsters that you can encounter and potentially raise. If we scan to the back here, you can see that here's a couple of the monsters that you'll run into. So you do have Rajang, Tigrex, Gormagola, of course Zinogre, Rathalos, Keizu, Mizutsune, and Nargacuga. However, that's not all of them. There's actually a total of 36 different monsters that you can actually encounter or raise in this game here. And basically, that actually corresponds to all of these monsters' different subspecies, deviants, variants, and whatnot. So, for instance, with Zinogre, if I was raising Zinogre from a baby state, it would eventually evolve into a Stygian Zinogre, and then potentially into a Thunderlord Zinogre. But there's actually another form here, which is actually exclusive to this device, and this is kind of where that Digimon collaboration comes in, and I think this is the really cool part. They actually made some exclusive Digimon fusions with some of the Monster Hunter monsters here. So Rathalos and Zinogre actually have their own unique fusions. So Rathalos actually has a fusion with Greymon, and it's called Rathalos Greymon, which I'm not a big fan of the name, but the actual monster is very cool. The fusion is really cool. Zinogre actually has a fusion with Garurumon, and this name I actually think is pretty cool. It's called Xenogarurumon, and that fusion is actually pretty sweet. So I'm definitely really looking forward to getting stuck into this, because this is something that you kind of just carry around with you and kind of like raise throughout your day and whatnot. The one feature about this is that I believe that they sped up the raising process of the monsters, because I think typically with these Digimon color devices, there's usually quite a bit of time. Usually it might take about a week or so for you to get up to your final form for whatever Digimon that you're raising, whereas this, I think it might take about 3 days or something like that, roughly around that time, 2 or 3 days. So it's going to be like a little interesting device here, and I'm really looking forward to jumping into this and just seeing what this is like. So let's open this up and take a look at the actual casing of the device. So if we take a look at the device, you can see that this comes in a very sleek package here. I really like the Zinogre theming all throughout the entirety of the device here. You can kind of see Zinogre in the background there, which with his signature green and teals all throughout the device, with his yellows all around the frames and the buttons as well. If we scan over to the back, you can see that it'll have the Monster Hunter 20th anniversary branding on the very back here, and you can actually see most of Zinogre back here as well. All throughout the device, even on the sides and the corners, you can see more of Zinogre's body, like the scales and whatnot. And yeah, it's just a very cool looking aesthetic here. I also really like the texture as well, because it honestly feels kind of grippy, which is nice. It's just a very good looking device, honestly, and it feels nice. It feels nice to hold as well. It comes with a very nice LCD screen here, and this does have a lithium-ion battery in here, and right down here, this is basically going to be your USB-C charging port right there at the very bottom. And it just has about 3 buttons here. And right up here, it has the little connection point, which this is pretty cool because not only can you use this to connect to another one of these devices to maybe battle somebody else's Monster Hunter monsters, but you can actually connect this to another Digivice, like a pendulum color device, and you can have battles between Monster Hunter monsters and Digimon, which I think is just so cool. It's very versatile. So I think that that's actually really cool. Like, this device seems like it's going to be a lot of fun to just kind of mess around with. So let's turn it on real quick. Yeah, I love that. It plays the Monster Hunter theme there as you start it up. And of course it has the 20th anniversary logo there with all the different weapons. And right here, the other thing that's kind of cool is that it has some backdrops from some of the environments throughout the different Monster Hunter games. I think a lot of them are from Rise. But yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll probably show you guys some progress, because right now my Digimon is currently in egg state. It hasn't completely hatched yet. I think it's going to take maybe like a half hour before it completely hatches. But I'll fast forward the video. I'll skip to the next part once my Digimon has made a little bit more progress, and just conclude my final thoughts on this device. So I just wanted to go over a few of the features and some of the gameplay of this Monster Hunter VPet here. As you can see, I have a little baby Rathalos right here. This is actually what hatched out of the egg, and he looks really cute. I think this is something that's definitely exclusive to this VPet, where we have basically baby forms of every monster here, because we typically don't really see that in the Monster Hunter games, so it is pretty cute to see some of these little baby monsters. But the one thing that I do very much appreciate is the screen. Despite how small it is, I do love how colorful this LCD screen is, and it really makes these pixels pop. Like, the pixel art of all the monsters and the animations do look very good, and it's just something, you know, coming off of some of those older Digivices where all you had was just a black and white screen display. It's really nice seeing these sprites so colorful and so detailed here as well, while having those backgrounds, those detailed backgrounds as well. It looks very good. But on the main screen here, we actually have a couple of items. There's like 4 icons on the top and 4 icons on the bottom, which all correspond to some of the maintenance and the stuff that corresponds to you raising your monster. So on the top screen, on the top, the leftmost icon, this one basically keeps track of a lot of your stats. So if we go through here, this is actually your hunger meter, and you'll notice that like a lot of this is in Japanese. So this is my hunger meter. So you can see that Rathalos is actually getting pretty hungry at this point. You typically want to have those hearts maxed out. This would be your strength meter, which is based off of training. So Rathalos is getting a little bit tired, so we're going to do a little bit of that real quick. And then this is like an effort meter, which is increased by doing training over and over again. And they all have their various effects. A lot of these stats have will influence what evolutions your monsters will go into, as well as how well or how badly you maintain or care for your monster. Because this VPet will keep track of like care mistakes, and care mistakes are something like letting your monster starve, or doing certain things like basically letting your strength deplete too low and stuff like that. Sometimes your monster might call out to you and try to get your attention to tell you that it wants to eat, and if you ignore that, that will count as a care mistake, and then that will influence what evolution it will get into down the line. So real quick, I'm actually just going to feed my Rathalos real quick. We have 2 different options. One is meat, and then another one is like a protein pill. So you just see, we just toss him a little bone of meat there, and he just chomps down on that. We'll just give him a couple of those. There's different benefits to some of these, to like the protein pill and of course the meat. So if we back out of that, we can actually see that hearts went up about 3 points. So I guess I'll just give him 1 more. there is also another mechanic where you can overfeed your monster as well, to the point where it'll refuse food. And that also has a bearing on some monsters' evolutions as well. So, with that, you'll see that my hunger meter is now maxed out. I can keep feeding Rathalos up to a certain point to overfeed him, but I usually just kind of keep it to about 4 hearts. So now, on the third icon here, this is your training. Oh, and I just messed that up. So, this one has a very simple training thing. You just have to press the button at the very end of the bar, like right there, so that he can destroy the rock with his fireball, and then he's super happy. And that will raise up Rathalos' strength. You just do this a couple times. And I believe that this does have a bearing on Rathalos' background stats. I think it does benefit him when you're actually doing battles, if I'm not mistaken. I think one more of these. Oh, I just missed it. You have to be super accurate with this. It has to be the full bar. Even if you're one short of the full bar, you'll fail the training. Alright, so let's back out of this real quick. So I have full hearts on that. So here I'm just gonna demonstrate one of the battles here. So if we go over to the rightmost one on the top screen, we do have 2 options here. One is basically for AI battles, and then the second one is for like a Link multiplayer battle. If you connect 2 different Digimon color devices together, and you can battle a friend or something like that. So we're gonna do this real quick. Your single player battles basically correspond of like a gauntlet of fights, and then it ends with like a boss fight, and then I think you go to like higher level after that. And I think it basically keeps going until you die. Or, well, not die, but until you lose. So let's do this real quick. So we're going up against Keizu. Let's see what happens here. There we go, got a hit. I don't know how or why Keizu keeps making his way into these games. Like, he's just such a lame monster. There we go, got 2 hits. Dodge that, nice. Alright, will we get him the 3rd? Alright, cool. Yeah, and I love how you get the Monster Hunter theme with that. Now we have Green Nargacuga. That's a monster I have not seen since Monster Hunter 3U. Ooh, okay. So... yeah, another dodge. Okay, we're not doing too well against this Green Nargacuga here. So we got 1 hit there. Come on, dodge. There we go. Can we get another one? Okay. We just need 1 more. If we can dodge this... come on, Rathalos. Yes, okay. Hopefully this last one hits. Come on. Yes, okay. So we got 2 wins. So now we're coming up on a boss fight now. And this is a version of Keizu that I'm not familiar with. I really don't know what Keizu this is. Okay, dodged it. Alright, we're not starting off on the best of things right now. We just dodged 2 hits. Okay. Well, I'm probably gonna lose this fight. I hit him once. Can we dodge this? Okay. If we can get 2 more hits... oh, there's 2. Okay, if we can dodge this... come on, Rathalos. Okay, hopefully this hits. Come on, can we beat him? Oh, let's go! Okay, I fought this guy earlier and I lost to him. So this is my first time actually clearing this first one. So we're gonna see what happens after this. Oh, so we get another environment here. Oh, so it unlocks another background, so that's pretty cool. Okay, so I guess, like, after that... so that completes that run of it. So what happens if we jump into this again? Okay, so we do level 2, so that's what it is. So it was level 1, level 2. So let's see what happens if we do level 2. So we're going up against T-Grex now. So keep in mind, like I said before, I am using a baby Rathalos, so my stats are likely not going to be as good as the monsters I'm currently fighting right now. But I'm doing alright so far. We got 2 hits on T-Grex. And I think usually it's about 3 hits. Like 3 hits and then you're down. Wow, okay. Baby Rathalos is putting in some work right now. Oh, Stygian's an ogre. Okay, let's go. Let's do this. Can we take down Stygian's an ogre? Okay, that was a dodge. He does look really cool in this sprite work. Oh, and his attack looks nice too, the little dragon energy. Alright, so we're 1 for 0. 1 for 1 now. We got a dodge. Ooh, okay. 2 for 1. Is Baby Rathalos going to take out Stygian's an ogre? Ooh, that was a dodge. What is going on? Okay. So I'm assuming we're going to be jumping into the boss fight now. Yeah, for level 2. So what is this? Oh, Rajang. Is this Furious Rajang? Or is this regular Rajang? Oh yeah, this is Furious Rajang. Okay. Let's see what happens here. Oh, okay, dodge. Okay, so we got 2 hits on him. And that takes him out. This is crazy, because earlier I was struggling. I was struggling just to get out of level 1. This was the first time I got out of level 1. And now we just breezed right through it. So now we're getting this snowy environment, which... Correct me if I'm wrong, I think that area is from Monster Hunter 3U? But yeah, that's gonna be like the combat stuff. And then the rest of the stuff at the bottom is more maintenance stuff. So this one is like a little poop icon. Every once in a while, your monster will poop, and you're going to want to clean that up. That's basically what this button does. If you leave poop lying around for too long, then that can get your monster sick, and could potentially kill your monster after some time. So you definitely want to make sure you're cleaning up his poop. It's a weird thing to say. It is kind of funny when it happens, though, because he'll usually poop on one side of the screen, and then he'll stay on the complete opposite side, almost to the point of going off screen, because he just doesn't want to go anywhere near it. So this is something that corresponds to your monster sleeping. So after a certain time of day, your monster will want to go to sleep, and sometimes it'll request you to turn off the lights or do some other things like that. So this is something that you're going to want to make use of. Because that will contribute to your care points. And then this one here is basically healing. So if you end up getting injured in battle, you're going to want to heal. I haven't been injured yet, which is good. Apparently if you get injured too many times, I think it's 16 times, then your monster will die. And then that last one at the bottom right is your monster call. That's basically if your monster is calling out to you to get your attention for something. And you always want to respond to that, because if you ignore that, that will give you, like, a care mistake, right? And you do have some time to respond to it, depending on what it is. But yeah, a lot of these stuff do contribute to what your evolution results are going to be. I believe my Rathalos is going to evolve in a couple hours, because it does take, once it gets to its baby form, it takes about a full hour. Sorry, not a full hour. It takes a whole day, is what I meant to say, for it to evolve into its next state. It takes 24 hours. After that point, it takes about, like, 36, I believe, and then the last one is, like, 48. So it's definitely going to take a couple days to make some progress here. So I have, like, a win-loss percentage of about 58% here. And your win-loss will actually influence what your evolutions will be as well. And if we scroll down here, I can show you various sprites of all of the different monsters and their variants, their subspecies and whatnot that you will encounter and can raise in this game. And the other thing that's cool is that you can manage 2 different monsters at the same time. This game does have a feature where you can basically put your whatever monster is currently active, you can kind of put them in like a paused state, where they won't get hungry, but none of their stats will raise, and basically they're kind of, they're just completely paused, and then you'll take control of another monster. I haven't done that yet, but I think what happens is that if you only have one monster currently, which is what I have, if I put my Rathalos into pause state, it'll actually give me another egg, and then that will hatch into some other monster, and then I can choose to alternate between the two and raise both monsters, which is pretty cool. But yeah, ultimately, this device is really cool. I love kind of carrying this around with me and just raising my little baby Rathalos. Of course, I was hoping to get Zinogre, but I'm hoping that maybe when I get my second egg, I can get a Zinogre and then start raising that. But definitely with Rathalos, I am hoping to get the Rathalos Greymon form eventually in a couple days. And yeah, it's been pretty fun so far. If you guys are looking into picking one of these up, one of these Monster Hunter VPets, it is currently available and in stock at the Big Bad Toy Store for about 131 USD. So yeah, if you want to pick this up, it is a little bit pricey, but ultimately if you find the idea of, you know, caring for a monster, one of your favorite monsters in the series or anything like that, just kind of carrying them with you and that sort of thing, I think that this is like a cute little device to have. Again, if you've ever had a Digivice in the past, like this is definitely like a cool nostalgia trip right here. And it's a very well-made device. But yeah, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you guys found it informative. There's definitely going to be a lot more Monster Hunter content and merch coming in the future, so I hope you guys stay tuned for all of that. But until then, I hope you guys have a good day or good night, depending on where you are, and I will see you all later.